Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing start to your Friday. I do apologize for being 10 minutes late. I'm sorry. But we have some crazy activity going on. A pullback all the way down to pretty much 585 on Tesla. A quick recovery. It looks like during the pre-market session, we were showing signs of lower highs and lower lows. So you guys can see that it was trading between the middle and bottom VWAP after it gapped up, right, from aftermarket hours at around 592, 593. Gapped up, was trading right around the 598 levels and has been selling off ever since. So really strong push up, testing the middle VWAP right now as a potential support, but based off of pre-market activity, it wouldn't surprise me if it begins to pull back just a little bit. On top of that, we also have something like PTON with a pretty solid drop. Luckily, my position size was a little bit small on PTON. Instead of being in with 400 shares, I was only in with 150. I just bought 50 shares. I'm going to buy 50 more, and it should be an eventful day. So there we go. Alrighty. Watch out for Tesla poo, dropping below 590. There it goes, dropping and dropping, most likely back to previous support levels. So heads up on that bad boy. There we go. Good morning. Some market makers aren't going to let Tesla close above 600. Too much premium. They did have to pay. I wouldn't say it's because of that, but okay. Beautiful day to rack up some profits. I like it. I like that mentality. So as of right now, we got the overall market looking pretty good right now. Getting rejected, or has been getting rejected since it broke below, right? Tested the middle VWAP, pushed up, same resistance level, broke below the middle VWAP, and now it's been getting rejected off of the SMA line and the middle VWAP. So something to take into consideration as we approach this middle VWAP and SMA line, previous resistance range. As it reaches overbought levels, we'll see if we begin to pull on back, but let's see how it's looking on the 180-day chart. Again, would not be surprised if we begin to break below / NQ and that EMA line. So we are very overbought. We just recently made 180-day highs. So something to take into consideration, right? I mean, pullbacks are inevitable. They're bound to happen. It's not the end of the world. So there we go. Let's see. Baba, I only have 100 shares on this bad boy. I'm going to go in with 25 shares right here. All right, dope. Ricky, are you back to SQs and TQs? No, not necessarily. I'm still paying attention to them every day, but of course, there's still a lot of activity going on right now with Tesla. People have, and I hope it's not something that I feel like I've talked to you guys enough, as in our Learn Plan Profit team. We've made it very obvious that there's a lot of opportunity right now with Tesla. And it's not that I'm done trading SQs and TQs. It's just like anyone, right? When they see opportunity present itself elsewhere, and it's something that most likely is not going to last forever, right? I just wanted to do my part in, taking advantage of it, and then I'll go back to my usual. There it goes. So we got Tesla dropping below 590. Look at that pullback. PTON pulling back as well. Look at that. Oh no. It ain't looking good for your boy Rick. Here he goes. GPS. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look at NIO. Pulling back, getting rejected off this EMA line doesn't surprise me, right? So getting rejected off this EMA line, it's been getting rejected for the past couple of days anyways. So does it make sense that it could pull back to the low 40s? Of course, it's done it before and it tested the SMA line. So it looks like that's kind of where we're headed right now. We're not breaking above the EMA line, so that's kind of like what I would be paying attention to, true direction, and seeing if it actually begins to indicate that. All right, let's see. Tesla's like not. I mean, it's pulling back for sure, but it's not selling off as aggressive as I thought it would. In comparison to PTOI, I feel like it has more aggressive drops, right? And BABA, little BABA action. I set my alerts. What do you guys have planned for this weekend other than seeing me speak at that event? Other than that, what do you guys have going on? Yep, 100%. So Tesla breaking above 90, what was that, 93? So I'm buying very small increments, Sebastian. I'm buying 25 shares just because I already have some BAB and I already have some Peloton. So when something like that sells off a little bit, I'll buy in small increments. And then when it begins to indicate signs of an uptrend, I'll go in more aggressive. I do that quite often. So going to cut down a Christmas tree for the fam. I like that, Larry. Moving out. Nice, nice. That's exciting. So do the events include VIP access or no? Just curious. I don't believe the free tickets include VIP access. No. Painting a big artwork this weekend. I like it. Nice. Going to Sacramento, taking finals, jet boarding in Hawaii. Ooh, that's fancy. Morning, Ricky. What's going on? Morning, Dustin. I said morning, Ricky. Oh, boy. That's so funny, Jason. Taking notes on your course. I like that, John. Catching up on the content. Subtle flex, right? A little jet boarding in Hawaii. That sounds fancy. Testing EMA line. Testing EMA line. Testing middle VWAP. Breaking below. Oh. Pull back, pull back. Let's see. RIDE breaking above. Okay. So this is one that I think was shared within our group yesterday. Aggressively sold off. I set alerts, of course, showing signs of a potential reversal. We'll see if it holds. MACD, RSI, all that looked decent. Set an alert for previous resistance levels. And just in case it pulls back, I want to set alerts on that bad boy too. Alrighty. I like that, Manuel. Ricky, are you still holding BBY? I am. I updated you guys on my overall position yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video, I showed you. Yeah, but Christopher, the ticker symbol for /NQ or the NASDAQ future is just different. So you can call a rep or you can try to kind of like play around with it to see what's the, or Google search it, the NASDAQ future for, on the E-Trade platform. So There it goes. Nice push. Yeah, I'll check out Facebook right now, but it looks like that mainly would be a fundamental reason on why it's pulling back. I don't see that being detrimental to the overall company, as you guys can see that it's already uptrending. So it did pull back a little bit, but it was already a little bit more on the overbought side, so it pulling back doesn't really surprise me, and it's almost this like upward staircase pattern. It's not an amazing opportunity, but it's consistent, so I see why a lot of people are paying attention to it, especially for long-term players. All right, let's see what we got here. There it goes, testing 194. I mean, 594. What did I say? 194? Yeah. Be buying a lot of Tesla at 194 if that was the case, right? Are you watching for the legalization of marijuana? No, I think it did get legalized here in Arizona, right? For recreational use or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, I personally don't smoke. It's just not my cup of tea. So I don't know. Are you asking me for like the investing side? I don't trade cannabis. I've been pretty open about that. Yeah, I don't trade cannabis myself. So I feel like it has a lot of different factors on what causes it to go up or down. So there it goes. Tesla looking pretty solid. Let's see here. All right, strong push here for Tesla. Appreciate that, Dylan. Yeah, Andre, I actually spoke about it yesterday as well, talking about /NQ, how bullish it's been, its continuous pattern, but also to not, be surprised if we begin to test that EMA line. Even as of right now, /NQ is looking a little bit more on the overbought side. Looks like it broke above the SMA line, so we'll see. We continue to see these changes of direction. It's just so bullish on the overall 180-day chart. It continues to validate the EMA line as a support level. So this is why it's so important that just because something's overbought doesn't mean that it has to pull back. It just means that, this is where we can set our effective alerts and follow up with it. A little pullback for the boys. Let's see it. Hey, can someone send me the ticker call out format? So GPSR. You can find the ticker call out format if you go here to our Discord chat. You go to our group alerts, you go to pinned, and it's provided for you right here. Who would have thought that I would have had it for you? I got you. Got it. Thanks, broski. Of course. Broski, of course. I got you. I got you. Very common resistance level right around 596 yesterday, as you guys get to hear, right? Didn't hold for a very long period of time. It used to be a support level as it was holding around 598, 599, and then it sold right back off and became a resistance level once again. We'll see if the momentum continues. So what is your GPS position? I have 350 shares. I have an average purchase price of $21.29. I'll just show you. It's a very small position size. I know that it still has a lot to prove. So I'm down overall $89. So again, very early stages. As I've told you guys before, I'm very excited to follow up with it, but just because I see value in it, that still doesn't mean that I shouldn't wait for confirmation, right? So this is why we wait for confirmation, and then, I just wanted some skin in the game, so I feel motivated to follow up with it. So a little push up for the boys. Not bad, not bad. PLTR, nice. Alright. 1 second. Alright, PLTR. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one that recently broke above the EMA line. Yeah, so pulled up, right? 180-day highs, sold off. Looks like it's had some pretty nice momentum. Pulled back, broke above the EMA line yesterday. Not really making higher highs, and this is what you have to be very careful. We call these critical points, where they can go, of course, either way. If anything, it was making lower highs, and as of right now, it looks like we're more at a resistance level because we're not making higher highs. So I wouldn't be surprised, big picture, if this, if this thing begins to indicate signs of a little bit of a pullback. So as of right now, it's still in the very early stages. Dude, why is it not letting me use the trend line tool? There it goes. Jesus. It's almost more frustrating than anything. But pulling back, right, wouldn't surprise me there. It's still above the EMA line, so we have to give it the benefit of the doubt. But I would definitely set my alerts, and I would set my alerts for new highs, right? That's right around 25.70, so we can create the alert there. But I'm also going to set an alert if we break below $24, as, again, it's almost showing this like double top there. So Netflix. Alrighty, so Netflix, very common pattern here. You guys can see the support range has been right around 478. Resistance range has been around like that 505, 506 area for the past couple of months. It looks a little bit more on the overbought side based off of recent patterns. Big picture, yeah, 100% it makes sense on why it can continue to uptrend. I'm just looking more at recent patterns. It's not like the best deal, right? It makes sense on why it could pull back, so you'll just have to see where it goes from there. But you would have to hope that it bounces off the EMA line and continues to uptrend. So, PFE. Is that the drug company? Yeah. Overbought, a lot of hype, a lot of pullback potential. If the hype continues and more positive news continues to be announced, then yeah, I can easily see this thing push up. But if not, then again, a lot of pullback potential just because of how overbought and the reaction could have been an overreaction. Overbought as well. So recent push, overbought, pullback potential, testing the EMA line. We'll see if it validates it and begins to make higher highs, if it bounces off this EMA line, or if we break below it and it begins to pull on back. So would you say that scanning for stocks daily is necessary for a beginner? No. I don't scan for stocks rarely ever, right? It comes down to taking time to finding your niche, right? And then from there, you don't necessarily need to scan for stocks anymore. With that idea of you found your niche, for me, it was kind of like if your niche is tech, right? And you have a series of tech stocks you always trade. Or if they're ETFs and you have a series of pairs you always trade, right? Like TQs and SQs or whatever the case might be. So if it's cannabis, if it's, whatever it is that you mainly want to focus on, if it's, therapeutics, if it's medicine, my biggest encouragement is to not be afraid to be niched down on something, to just have a really good understanding of a specific niche within the area. Sunday Stock Talk is a good tool. It's a good resource, yeah. Have you traded options? Why or why not? No, I've learned about them. It's not an approach that I want to take, especially with kind of where I'm at as of right now and how much money I trade with and everything else that I have going on. It's just, I really enjoy the way that I trade now. I do just fine, right? It's not too bad. And yeah, if you want to check out options, then all power to you. It's just, I'm not here to discourage you, right? I'm never here to say that there's one way to be successful. It's, comes at a greater opportunity, but of course with a greater risk as well. Yeah, so I'm sure that makes sense to you. I agree, Brian. They've been very bullish as well, right, for the past couple of, past year. So, Twitter, what's going on, Michael? I looked at Twitter not that long ago. I appreciate that, Joey. Thank you. Very consistent. It's not like it's a crazy deal. It's not like, we're buying it after a dip. It's been consistent as a bullish channel, right? Meaning that it's ascending. It has this EMA line as a support level. So if it's a break of pattern, you need to watch out for that. But yeah, based off of previous highs, it still has some upside margin. So you would just have to hope that it doesn't break below that channel. And if it does, then you manage your risk. So I think it's a very simple approach when it comes down to looking at that one. So I think I'm going to sell a little bit more. I'm sorry. I want to reduce my position size. I don't want to hold too much just in case it pulls back. Oh no, it's already pulling back, you see? I'm a little scaredy cat, I guess. There it goes, pulling back to 594. It has to meet some form of like your golden ratios, right? Making sure that the upside outweighs your downside. This is not something, John, that especially when you're first getting started because you're restricted to the PDT rule, that you are going to be finding every day. But it's something that over time you'll begin to pick up certain stocks that move a little bit more than others, right? And you just have to ask yourself, is it bullish on the day? Is this something that, is it not just a good deal, but it's like, ascending, or am I catching this good deal when it's still selling off? So there's a lot of different kind of questions that you have to ask yourself. I feel more now than before. There's been a lot of activity with tech stocks and, right now airlines and, cruise lines and hotels and all of that, we're doing extremely, extremely well due to the vaccine talk. So I just think it maybe change your focus, maybe a little bit less on like penny stocks or less aggressive moving stocks, if you get what I mean, and a little bit more on just keeping it simple. What's uptrending today? What offers good margin? And am I getting it for a good deal that is still staying true to the pattern? If I manage my risk, what does that look like? all are very simple and open-ended questions, right? So, is it possible to get real-time on paper trading Thinkorswim? It is, Jose. I believe they do require you to open up a real account and fund it $500. A little secret. You don't have to use the $500. You can just have it there instead of it sitting in your bank account. I don't know if that's an option that you want to offer, but or want to look into, and you can withdraw those $500 at any time. So it's up to you. It's almost like a deposit. It's like, I'm gonna hold this for you, right? Or just hold it for me. So. Varieties. It has not almost been 30 minutes, has it? Wow, 25 minutes already. Can you guys believe that? I feel like I just clocked in. I have to fly to LA again. Oh, I hate flying into LAX. Oh man, what a beautiful thing. Are you coming back to Cali soon? Yeah, in like 4 hours. I fly to California. I speak at the event. I'm going to be there in person. And they have a bunch of different monitors, and I have to make this whole presentation. So I'm excited. I don't speak until Saturday. I think a couple of you guys asked. I speak at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. So buy a plane right now. My tickets are super cheap. I'm part of a little membership, and I get very, very cheap flights. So you guys wouldn't guess how cheap it is. Do you own a private jet? Heck no. Nick, my tickets are like, all right, you don't even have to guess. They're $20. Every time I fly to California, they're $20. So that's why I go so often. You guys should know. I wouldn't go so often if it cost me $100 there, $100 back. Come on, guys. I thought you guys knew me. But yeah. Have you done public speaking before? Yeah. I speak at now because of COVID this entire year. The past 3 months I've spoken at I don't know how many online events. They just have me as a speaker, and I think I've spoken 6-8 times. I will speak once or twice every week. I just don't talk about it or don't announce it with my following, because it has nothing to do with, they're not my events. I don't get paid to speak at these events. I just do it for fun. I do it for other friends that I have that are influencers or that are, social media entrepreneurs, and it's just the way that I do it. So he speaks to us every day. Yeah. They just strap Ricky to the outside of the plane, right? So you are really as frugal as your boy Graham stuff? No, heck no, not as much as that dude. I went to go visit Graham I think it was 2 months ago. I don't know if I told you guys, but he was kind of showing me around and stuff like that, and he's still definitely much more frugal than I am in that aspect. But to each their own, right? Whatever it is that you got to do to enjoy your life, I just buying more expensive tickets would not be something I would care for. So, what do you think about Tesla cars? What do you think about Tesla cars? I have them. I like it. It's like my daily driver. So, Ricky, what travel group are you in? I'm not in any travel group. Tesla to 600, is that realistic? Well, I don't find that to be far-fetched. 600 is right around the corner. It's at 596 right now. So yeah, of course I see the potential, but it just has been really struggling. So Chris, you cracked me up. Alrighty. I'm trying to do a couple stock breakdowns, and then we'll go from there. Ticker symbol SHOP. A lot of consolidation today. Looks like volume is very, very low. Overbought. You guys can see that based off of recent highs. overbought levels. It's not a super good deal. Can it continue to uptrend? Of course. It's just the upside does not outweigh the downside, and that's for sure. So I have my series of alerts down here. I'm also going to set another one right here, but that's kind of my 2 cents. If you're investing it long term, then yep, that's up to you, but I would still focus on getting it for a better deal based off of previous trading prices and how it's been kind of consolidating for the past couple of months, to say the least, right? So do you have autopilot in the Tesla? Of course. That was the only upgrade that I paid for. I got base everything. Ooh, ride broke below 2270. Nice. Okay. What do you consider confirmation? So higher highs and higher lows above a certain, just showing true confirmation of reversal. So like this, where when something sells off, it begins to consolidate and it's not going above a certain level. And then once it does break above it, that it ascends in an upward staircase pattern. That's what I view as confirmation, that it's no longer selling off. So almost the exact opposite of what's going on right now. So I think it's PTO1 might be a good example. So when this thing breaks above, right, the middle VWAP, and then begins to do the exact opposite of what it's doing here, where this was making lower highs and lower lows, I want to see higher highs and higher lows. So I hope that makes sense. But I have a pretty, even the stock rims, not a fan. Actually, Larry, with all the cars that I have and stuff like that, they always come with very extravagant rims and stuff like that. I genuinely really do like the base model. Trust me, I still agree that the premium rims probably look better, but I was a fan. I'm a fan still of the current kind of like rims that I have where they're like huge. I don't know. I feel like it looks kind of futuristic. It's different for me. So in comparison to like the different cars that I have, I really enjoy it. And I originally bought it for my mom, and I didn't think that she would care about the rims, which she wouldn't. She ended up not caring for the cars, and that's why I took it. And I ended up actually have to share a video with you guys. We ended up buying her another car. I just haven't. I wanted to. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys about it later, but it's a different car. I think I already have talked to you guys about it. So. Well, Peloton was just showing signs of a continuous uptrend for the past couple of days. So by me adding more to my position size, I already had open shares, and I'm still going long on Peloton, meaning that I'll day trade with a couple shares, and that's the thing is I'll day trade with a couple of shares. So if things go south, then I can reduce it back to my base amount, which is about 150 to about 200 shares. And right now on Peloton, I have the 250 shares. So it wasn't anything that I found to be crazy. I'm not in super aggressive, and in comparison to what I'm gonna continue to hold, Peloton can go back down to 108, and I'll still have 150 shares. I'll still leave 150 shares. Do you get what I mean? So me adding more right now is more that I saw it to be oversold, and based off of recent highs, I see the day trade potential, not the long potential, because I'm still going to be holding my 150 shares for that. So would you buy a Roadster? I'd buy a Roadster if it was a good deal, but with Teslas, it's very difficult to find that. And I've talked to you guys about it before. Teslas, their owners are like cult members. Like they think their cars are worth much more than they actually are, and they're very entitled, which rightfully so. I mean, it's helped their resale market or resale value. So, yeah. You should make a gaming channel unless you don't like games. I don't play video games, but I appreciate it. So makes sense. I appreciate you asking, Nick. But so Ricky, do you have a video that explains it? As in TQs? It would have to do with the decay. I mean, there's a decay over time, and that's something that all ETFs experience. So that's something that you also need to take into consideration, right? This is why they say like don't hold ETFs, especially ones that are descending for a long period of time. So, yeah. Tony, I was like, what? Or what was it? Oh, Tony, not at all. We have a couple of our buddies here that play the new Call of Duty game. And it's just I like seeing people play video games. Like I'll go watch them. They play in the movie room, and I'll go watch them. I'm not good. There's a time that I used to play a little bit, like during my breaks of like transitioning from like my different things at work. Trust me, it's fun to have fun. Like you guys should never feel bad if you guys are into video games and that's your way of like enjoyment and stuff like that. That's great. But one of the things that I've taught myself is whatever it is that I enjoy, I have to make sure that I limit it. And what I mean by that is I have to earn my, these like small sessions of reward. So what is it that you're going to do throughout the day to earn you, no one deserves anything, right? So instead of spending hours and hours playing video games, like what can you do that's productive throughout the day that, regardless if you play 2-3 hours of video games, you were still productive and you made progress. That's the goal. So never feel bad for doing something that you enjoy, right? As long as it's legal. If it's illegal, then I don't know what to tell you. I think you need to go see a counselor or something. But that's going to be it for today, team. I'm sorry for also showing up late. I really do. But I had some fun with you. So right now, Tesla is pulling back just a little bit. So we'll see if we continue to make some higher highs here. I reduced my position size. So just so you guys can see kind of where I'm at. I'm not up a very large dollar amount. I reduced my position size to 80 shares. And we'll have to kind of see where it goes from there. And look at that. I fly out to Los Angeles later this afternoon. I'm excited to be speaking at that event tomorrow and meet all those crazy different people. And I will keep you guys up to date. Not only I'll try to do it on Discord, but I'll keep you guys up to date on Instagram. So today's going to be a little bit of a hectic day just because I have to travel over there and then prepare for it. And after tomorrow, I should be pretty set. But can you explain stop limit market, MOC, and trailing stop loss? I have a whole video on that, Prince. So, all the orders. So stop, it's a trailing stop, right? So it will fill you after it drops below a certain price point at market price. Stop limit will fill you at the exact price point that you set. Market, of course, is market price, which is what it's currently at. MOC, trailing stop is that it follows with a specific distance that you set yourself. So, but yeah, those are all explained in the course. So 100%. Patrick, I'll end it with this. I wanted to answer a couple of your guys' questions. So do you recommend paper trading while completing your course? I either recommend paper trading or trading with a very small dollar amount, as in like just buy one share of a stock. So every time that you learn something new, and this is just the way that I learned the most effectively, is I like to practice what it is that I learned so I retain that information. So instead of just writing notes, after you finish a specific slide or section, once you learn about RSI, mess around with it for 5 or 10 minutes. So yeah, the course is 7 to 8 hours long, but it should take you, pretty much for every 5-10 minute video, it should take you 20 to 30 minutes of practice. Just have fun with it, but again, the whole idea is not just to go through the course as quick as possible, but it's to retain the information. So I hope that makes sense. And I think paper trading is a great solution and resource for that. So yeah, I appreciate you guys' time. I really have to kind of get going with everything that I have to do today. But like always, let's make sure that